Good day, I'm Ikslorin, and normally on this channel we are each week trying to look at some more experimental stuff. But over the last couple of months I really feel like I'm getting worse at Hearthstone, and I think it's partly due to the fact that I actually haven't played any meta decks in the last months. Actually, I haven't played really any meta decks since GVG has come out. So, because of that, I thought it was probably due to the time that I actually just revisited the meta and were one of those boring people. But the thing is really that it seems to me, and I think that you should probably also just try this out, is that the best way for me at least, or one good way for me, is to learn, or one good way for me to learn how to play against anyone is actually just to become that guy. It sounds a little bit over dramatic, but really the idea is, even though you have seen the deck and you have played against it a lot, it doesn't. You really only first understand, or I shouldn't say you. I really first only understand what I am playing against when I have played it a little bit myself. So because of that, and because of there are a lot of Mech Mages around, I thought it would probably be due that I actually look at the Mech Mage, and I thought I will just take you on with the journey here. So I started trying to look at the most standard looking Mech Mages I could find, but then it's shifted a little bit as I actually saw two very interesting but not that different takes on it. I will give both links to, in the description you will find links to both of these decks. So yes, we will obviously find two Clockwork Gnomes, only one Cogmaster, mainly because of the amount of HP and because it is not very strong later, which is also something that I found when I played the Trump's Reaver deck last week. So I can agree to that. Mana Worm was included in one of these, and mainly because, again, especially against Hunters, it has 3 HP, so it will actually trade 2-1, which is great, especially against the Hunter. Frostbolt, obviously. Then also one of these decks that I had, and also just a lot of Mech Mages in general, used the Unstable Portal, which also synergized really well with the Mana Worm, but I didn't have any place in here, so I kept the Mana Worm, hoping that it is still good enough, just like this. Though you could argue that I may just have haven't really gotten the synergy here, but I think it's still worth it. At least the 3 HP, and with the Frostbolt or anything else, it seems to me to be more than fine. It has at least worked when I tried it out earlier. Anoyatron up at Megawar, Snowjogger, everything that we know and love, or hate. Only one Tinkertown. I can't exactly remember the reasoning for this, but there was one, and it was actually rather. It sounded rather like a rather good argument, really. Because of that, I also have only one. And Fireballs, yes, we know those. Goblin Blast Mage, Chasm Mystic, because there are so many secrets around, and if you can just take them, that's great. Also, if you may already have realized there are no secrets in this, even though most Mech Mages actually do that. And well, as argued by both of these people, everyone really knows what secrets you're playing and can play around them. So because of that, I didn't see any reason to include it. Also, I already know how to play around all these secrets. So because of that, I didn't feel the need and thought that I could actually get 4 slots or 3 or 2 slots, how many they would be, to get something else. But the Chasm Mystic is still something really interesting, especially since there are still Paladins and others with secrets. Pilot Shredders, Short Drakes, 2 of them to draw cards and make both the Fireballs and Frostbolts stronger. Loathep, also included in most Mech Mages. Sylvanas, one idea from I think it was Suriwax out of these 2. The other one was Thieves. I can't exactly remember which of these it was. It is still 5 or 6 hours ago that I looked at them. But one of them had the Sylvanas included, and I thought it was a good idea. Also, the same guy said that if you run into a lot of taunts, you should take the Chasm Mystic out and throw in a Polymorph instead. But since I don't have Dr. Boom and I don't intend to craft him, because I have already learned my lesson about crafting legendaries after I crafted Ragnaros and 30 minutes later opened Ragnaros in the very next pack. So Because of that, I have no intent really to craft anything from Goblins versus Gnome until at least that is not the current deck or current pack that you will open. So Black Knight, because we have the spot for it. Also, it fits somewhat well the curve. I was actually thinking about putting Troxo in instead of Dr. Boom, but then I thought that would just be silly. Black Knight actually makes sense. Flame Strike, also an idea from one of these. I can't remember which, and I won't credit it to the wrong one, so I'll just say it was a great idea. The thing was that at turn 7 you can really turn everything around, especially in a mirror matchup, if you can just go for a Flame Strike, and then you will trade really, really well. Also, this makes obviously the deck much more mid-rangey and not aggro. So this is more the mid-rangey version of the Mech Mage and not the aggro one. Though those are also two very different ones on the what do I say? On the ladder. Thank you. But since I think the mid-range one is the one that is really dominant, I feel like this is fine. And obviously we still have Archmage. Oh, I can't really say anything right now. We have Archmage Antonidas. I should probably just talk a little bit slower. And drink a little bit. Oh well. But I'm not so sure exactly if I've done this correctly. In some ways, because we have Fireballs and Frostbolts and Flame Strikes for Antonidas. And then we have 1, 2... And how much? 1 extra spare part? Is that it? Yeah, we have 3 spare parts. And then all of the spells. I'm not so sure if there's enough for Antonidas. But it has worked for me when I tried it out. So let's just see if how it will go. There's nothing more really to say about that. Let's just see how far we can go. I have actually in the meantime been playing with more with Trump's Weaver deck. Because I actually find it to be... It isn't really the most complicated deck to play with at all, but it worked well. I got all the way to 13. It seems like when I don't need to think, I actually do better. Maybe it's also just, as someone said, I can't remember where, but it seemed someone had like where they could go to rank 6 or something. They said when they go for aggro, and if they go for control, they are ending at 16. And I can agree with that. I always end at about 12 or 13 with control, and I can go all the way to 7 or 6 maybe if I go aggro. So maybe it's actually true. And just because I went aggro that I'm already at 13. So let's see if this mid-range thing would do. We only need one thing for the 4 mana spot, so... Against a Shaman, I don't really know how well the Goblin Blast Mage would do. I think the Pilot Shredder would be much better as the 4 mana drop. And, well, we need a turn 2 and turn 3 play now. For sure. That is not it. Well, let's hope that we can just... oh yeah, well we can Fire Blast next turn, if as long as the Mech Warrior we still have the Pilot Shredder as a turn 3 drop. But I would expect the Lightning Storm to be a thing for a Shaman. But then again, it seems like he has a really bad hand, now that he does this. Well, since we're mid-range here, I guess, or I suppose, that we should do it like this. That could be interesting. I don't. We could either then, with the time we wind, heal the Mech Warper, or maybe get another card from this one. Okay, this is... well, this is fine. We can get the Pilot Shredder out this turn. We have to figure out what we do next turn, though. I don't want to use a Fireball and a Harvest Golem. I'm thinking. Could also just keep applying pressure and see if we can... Oh. Okay, it's a long time ago I've actually seen any deck like that. Really, really cool. So, this is all set, really. So, problem just is that he will now trade into the Mech Warper. But that is fine, I guess. Really, it seems fine to me because there's no mechs in my hand, so I would have to draw him. And I have a lot of other stuff for turn 5 and more. So I guess it's fine to sacrifice the Mech Warper here. Oh, that could be irritating. At least he's not aggro either, but he is sure going for more of the Death Rattle route. But Wild Pyromancer and the Shaman, also not really. That's some time ago I've seen that, I think. No, I take that back. Of course, that is something you see all the time. Not all the time, but in the controlling shamans, you actually do see. You actually do see Wild Pyromancer. I think I'll just take the lower step, even though he doesn't have that many spells, and at this moment it is probably not the best. I think, or I'm just thinking that it was probably a better idea to just go for this. Mainly due to the fact that it was a bigger body. And an Earth Elemental from him. Not really what you have seen all the time, but it works here really well. So I won't say it's wrong. Good Time Rewinder and then do nothing, really. It wouldn't do anything. Just fireballing this and going in, that is bad. How much overload that was that? That was 3, so he will have 4 mana next turn. So we will not be able to play the Earth Elemental if I would be able to sap it, which I can't. So I don't even know what I'm talking about now. We only have... If we actually have played the Assured Wake last turn, we could have killed it. That's irritating. I think I'm actually just going to do this. I don't see any reason to do anything else. I mean, if he kills lower threat, yes or no, that it doesn't matter. If he goes in and kills lower threat here, it's fine. Is that a hex? Ah, yes it is. But that would still be killed or killed by a flame strike, so that's fine. Though I will probably want to wait until we have more on the board. I mean, we can, that would be 9 damage. Bring us down to maybe, nah. Flame Strike on 2 is a somewhat fine trade. I'm pretty sure that was the number. At 2 it's not exactly ideal, but at 2 it's okay. And he didn't play anything this turn either anyway, so we didn't get anything from it if we had just waited, except for extra damage. So as Sylvanas it is, he has already used 1 hex, and if he already used the other hex on my Sylvanas now, then Archmage Antonatus is safe, so that is cool. And then turn 9 would be a Pilot Shredder, together with a Kessan Mystic probably. I should probably just try and see if I can play the Kessan Mystic pretty fast, just because there's no secrets, and it's really just a body here. And he's gone. Or not. Okay, I'm another totem. That's cool. Yes, that's fine. You can just Fire Blast that, go in here, Pilot Shredder and do something else. So with 7 mana left. Yes, best use of mana would be probably the Snow Chugger together with an Assured Wake. But let's just do this. Because I want to get the Kessan Mystic out faster. And Feral Spirits, finally, something. Oh. Well, we can fireball it if we want to. It doesn't seem like a bad idea. Oh, why not? Yeah. Seems fine. And then a Piloted Shredder. I'm not completely sure what he's doing, but a Doomsayer and also Wild Pyromancer, he's at least very controlly. Maybe he's some kind of combo deck, so we should probably be on the lookout for an Ancestor's Call, together with all sorts of spells. Ancestor's Call on Malagus. Or Ancestor's Call on Wagner's, or Alakir, of course, too. Okay, he has nothing. We should probably... I would actually just go in with the Casamistic here, because I would rather want him to freeze. Except if we are really unlucky now, then we get a healing totem. Okay, that's sort of okay. I mean, we kill Sylvanas immediately whenever we play a spell, but I guess that's okay. Somewhat. But not with that. So we'll just play as much as humanly possible. And pass. He has already just used one Lightning Storm, so what are the chances that he has another one? Also, Antonidas together with a Time Rewinder. At least we get one fireball out of that. Okay, cool. Not so cool. Except... Ah, yeah, of course. We'll just go in with this, and this, and this. And let's get our own Sylvanas now. Again. I mean, even though we can go for Antonidas and just get some fireballs, I feel like this is much safer. Though slower, obviously, still safer. And he's getting... Yeah, it seems like a combo deck, to be honest. I'm not completely sure what he's doing, but he has a lot of card draw, he has a lot of board control. So if there's an idea behind all of this, it's probably because it is a board control. Oh, we could just... That was lethal, actually. I expected there to be still 1 or 2 left. And we're to 12. Awesome. Yeah, I can understand why people like this deck. It works pretty well. So yeah, I will keep on playing this for 2 times more, of course, as always. And yeah, and then at the end I will probably be a little bit more knowledgeable about Mech Mages and be better on the ladder. So yeah, thank you for watching. See ya!